Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got your Giants series recap for y'all. Right back here in the same spot that I was last time, out here in the garage. Barely had any time to do the recap today. I was insanely busy all evening, hanging out with a friend, like I said in the previous video. He's on vacation here in town, so spending some time with him. But anyway, the Giants end up taking the series in Sacramento against the Athletics, 2 games out of 3, putting the Giants now 7 games below 500. At this point, I've sort of lost, track of what our record is. So, at this point in the season, I just go by how many games we are below or above 500, which in this case, we still aren't above 500 at all yet. We're still 7 games below 500, which is not a pretty number, but, we might be back on track. Well, there's your question of the day is, are we back? And quite frankly, can we continue to win games as a team? Because it seems that every time we get on a pretty hot winning streak, winning 2-3 games in a row, we end up tanking the next 4 or 5 games after that to where we've dug ourselves in an even deeper hole that we just cannot seem to get ourselves out of. So take this, for example. May 12th, when we were in Los Angeles to face the Dodgers, we won the first 2 games of the series. That put us to 6 games under 500. And then, as you know, we lost the next 3 after that, which bumped us down to 9 games under. And then we win the last 2 games here in Sacramento. That puts us to 7 games under. So it's been very inconsistent with our wins and losses. I touched on that in the previous series recap video. The inconsistency with the winning and losing, it needs to change. It's not hard to win games, obviously, but apparently it's super difficult for us to maintain a good winning streak this year. Well, that's not the only problem that I have to talk about here. As soon as I start getting into the details of this series, you'll understand. So here we go. This is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, of course. Let's start with Game 1, which was on Friday. Giants end up losing 5-2 the final score. The team pushed out 10 total hits on Friday night. And, typically, when you lose and push out an abundance of hits like we did, that's typically not a good sign. You want to know why? The runners in scoring position and the men left on base. Those 2 things have been one of our biggest problems, not just this season, but for years. And that's something that we need to fix quick. Otherwise, Luis Ariz, 4 for 5 on Friday night, goes deep for his first time this year. First home run as a Giant as well, and drives in a run. Willie Adames stays productive, goes 2 for 4 on Friday. Pitching-wise, Tyler Mahle unfortunately gets the loss. 5 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Not a great night for Tyler Mahle. The 10 hits, very disgraceful. Game 2 was on Saturday, and the Giants end up winning 6-4 the final score, snapping our 3-game losing streak in the process. How about Casey Schmidt, man? 4 for 5, scored twice, 3 RBIs, and hit a pair of home runs on Saturday. What a fucking night for him. Willie Adames as well contributes to the action, 3 for 5 and drives in 2 RBIs. And Drew Gilbert gets in on the fun as well, goes 2 for 5 on Saturday. Trevor McDonald gets the win, goes 6 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Filling in for Logan Webb and still doing a really good job at it. And Matt Gage comes in the 9th inning and gets a save, his first of the year. I kind of like that. I like what Tony Vitello's doing now that Ryan Walker's been demoted, putting in different pitchers to, pitch the 9th inning and get saves. I like that. Good on Tony Vitello for doing that. As a team, we pushed out 14 total hits on Saturday, but again, our, problems with runners in scoring position, men left on base, still continues to hinder us. 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position, 11 left on base on Saturday. Absolutely disgusting. I know not many people tend to focus on that statistic, but when you dig deep and, go through everything that the Giants did game by game, that's not a pretty sight to see at all. Last but not least, Game 3, which was on Sunday, Giants end up winning 10-1 the final score. We push out 12 total hits on Sunday, which if you add up the previous hit totals from the last 2 games, we end up pushing 36 total hits out in the 3 games played. Wow, that is incredible. And Harrison Bader on Sunday, a grand slam. He goes 1 for 4, The 4 RBIs came from that grand slam. And Luis Ariz, no words needed. 3 for 4. He stays red hot, man. Another home run, his second of the year, and he scores twice. And Matt Chapman finally fucking did something for once. He goes 2 for 4. And pitching wise, Adrian Hauser gets the win. About time he had another good start under his belt. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts for Hauser. We got the D-backs coming up. Here are the starters right here, as per usual. I'm going to bed. It's late. I got to get out of here. Have a great start to your week. Take care of yourselves. Peace.